We're here with GoodyReader.com. Today we have the latest generation of devices from the respective companies. Barnes & Noble Nook Glowlight Plus, Amazon Kindle Oasis. You might be asking, what's this thing? Well, this is the battery cover. So we'll start with this one. Here's a look of the Kobo Oasis. It comes like this. A lot of fingerprints on the back. It comes with a leather cover. You have no choice. It's about $300 USD, so it can be quite expensive for the whole thing, not just the cover. You have its magnet snap, and it has its separate capacity inside the cover, so you have kind of a extended battery. It's an quote-unquote asymmetrical design if you hold it like this. It becomes symmetrical if you hold it like this. It has a very annoying gyroscope you cannot turn off, so that's just really gets in the way, because if you tilt it ever so slightly, it's like boom, it goes like nutty on you. You also have two page turn buttons, which is really cool. Micro USB at the top, and a button as well for power and standby. The Nook gets a little bit creative and gives you this kind of little iPhone copper rose gold thing. It kind of looks different in every light. It catches a lot of the colors. It's very thin. I can feel it kind of bend, and it's very sharp around the corners here. So it's not the greatest to hold, and you have this weird kind of kitchen tile material around the side. The screen is flush with the bezel, but it certainly is very deep. You see it's kind of sunken. You have a home button that's hardware driven on the outside. You also have a micro USB port and a power button on the side. It might look like, because it's white color versus black color, however they are the exact same screen size in every dimension. I do like how the Oasis screen is closer to you, but I don't really like how the Nook screen is sunken. So we won't make this a very long video, we just want to get to the point. This is the home screen on the Amazon Kindle. Everything changes live here. These are recommended for you because this is the special offers edition. You have reading lists, home, back, settings, Goodreads, and store. We will not show you every single setting because you can see our individual videos on youtube.com/goodyreader if you want to see those. Nook takes a more carousel approach, having these little carousels at the top, new and recent items. You also have the individual stuff at the bottom, of course, library shop, Barnes & Noble readouts, and whatnot. So let's open a book and get reading. But the same settings, they're both running Baskerville font, which is the only font that both of these had in common. So we're just going to do some page turns. So the Oasis is faster in every page turn. Even if I do Nook first. What if I go like this? It's still faster. Even if I... So, the Oasis wins the page turn contest. So if we tap the top for the Kindle and the middle for the Nook, you get some display settings. So you can change the font. They both have kind of a 8 or 9 scaled choice. So we'll just go down a couple levels. As I said, they're Baskerville. They both have a couple fonts. Page settings has spacing, margins, and orientation. You can orientate this. You cannot with the Nook. So they both change live. Everything changes live. Let's do, oh, that's a bad word. There we go. So let's do a long press, and we'll both make a note on these. So you can see that they don't have the key outlines on here, but let's just do a quick, oh, really fast, of my name. And it missed it. Let's try one more time for testing purposes. Peter, got it. And Peter, oh, got it that time. Well, Kindle is a little bit more responsive than Nook. I've noticed the Nook, as playing with it here, just, over the years that it's been out, you got to be really concise with your finger presses. You can get away with a little bit of a mistake on the Kindle. It still registers. The Nook, you really got to tell it what to do. I've noticed that things take like 1 or 2 times to really register with it. You can do highlights, notes, you can share it to social media, you can even do translate on the Kindle. You can even do like Chinese translation, which isn't always accurate, but it is cool to have. The Nook just has dictionary, share, and search in book. It doesn't have any sort of translation capabilities. Same PDF, we've always used this one to keep it consistent over the years. That's why we only use one. We don't change it so that nothing else changes. This is a constant. So we have the Oasis on the left. We're going to do a pinch and we're just going to do page turn, pinch and zoom, long press. That's all we're going to do. Page turn. Both pretty good. Just as fast as they're both as fast as each other. It's perfect. So we're going to do a pinch and zoom on the Kindle, so you can see we can move around. It's very quick. You can even do this. I love that. You can lift your finger and it continues without having to render. We can let it go on there. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 seconds to render. Not bad. Pinch and zoom on the Nook. Oh wait, you can't. If you try to pinch and zoom, sometimes it registers as a page turn. That's not good. You cannot pinch and zoom on the Nook. Let's go to full page. Now we're going to do a long press. I'll long press the middle. So you get long presses on both. You have notes. That took a while to show up. You got notes, dictionary definition, search. You get a lot more on the Kindle. You get highlight, note, share, search, and you can do translate. Well, you can't do it on one word, but if you do a box of text, you can actually translate in PDF, which is really a really good system, because if you have this and you only speak, I don't know, Dutch, you can now break down that boundary. Last thing we're going to do is look at some settings. So with the Kindle, you can actually change the weight settings of it, so you can make it really dark or extremely light. You can also change the margins to tighten it up. The Nook has no settings whatsoever. You have add bookmark, jump to page, find and book, and then a really bad table of contents that doesn't really work because this is a side-loaded PDF. These with the lights turned absolutely cranked. Show you here the settings. If we go to the top, it's cranked. And oh, that's the font setting. We'll go here to the thing. Yep. So crank to the max. The Nook looks really washed out and it looks dry. It's also very kind of gray. This is very vivid. It's very clean, edge to edge. It's also a lot newer, the Kindle Oasis on the left. So we'll go through a little bit of a range of lights on both of these. So go about half, a little bit less. Starts to get unreadable, of course, because it is getting dark and you're starting to turn the light off, and we're in a completely dark studio. So the Kindle is the exact same. You can go like that and just change the range. There's not much to glow lights. It's either on or off and high or low. So in terms of the overall quality, I'd say the Kindle is way ahead. On Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Really expensive battery snap case with a very strange kind of, super thin design. Or do you want something that is waterproof and looks like you should have it, I don't know, in your bathroom, or I don't know, it looks very porcelainy, like cleaning supply kind of white with this kind of gold around it. It's an odd look. The light bleeds from around the bezel. It's a very strange e-reader. It's very locked down to the US and the UK, but it is cheap, and the Kindle is retail $300 USD with an optional mandatory battery case. You have no choice but to get the case. They say included, but what if you don't want it? Too bad. So this has been a review comparison of the Barnes & Noble Glowlight Plus and the Kindle Oasis, the newest e-readers from both respective companies.